All of the stuff that we're talking about is layering, 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 layering. We're trying to talk to our unconscious mind and reframing things like flight safety, and recognizing that flying is one of the safest ways to get around. If we focused on every car accident every single day, we would never get into a car. So by understanding that and recognizing it, we're able to think about things differently, and therefore our conscious mind will follow suit if we are actively changing the way that we think about things. Same with the visualizations. The visualizations help you to put it out there, just like Michael Phelps. He put out there his wins far before ever getting in and actually swimming the race. So we're creating the future. I don't think we talked about it too much, but what happens in the unconscious mind if you follow anybody who's big on manifestation, you manifest it in your mind before it becomes a reality. So the unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So by imagining over and over and over again this process, preparing for vacation, getting to the airport, walking down the jetway, all those things, the doors closing, the takeoff happening, and you envisioning a different outcome, you are really going to experience that. The unconscious mind gets to experience it over and over again just so it becomes normal. So we love that. Okay. So, hey, Fina, you're here. Glad to see that you're here. Hello, hello. Hopefully a few more of you will join. If not, it's totally okay to log in at a time that makes sense for you. We're running this across multiple time zones, and it is not a problem at all for you to log in and jump into the content when it makes sense for you. We're going to jump in and get started. Welcome to day 17 of Flying with Ease in 21 days. Congratulations. Today is all about self-awareness and self-reflection. We talked about this stuff on day 2. And as a mindset coach, I talk to my clients about self-awareness all the time. It is so important. It's why on day 2, we started with this content. Okay, you cannot make change without self-awareness. You need to gauge your baseline, which is where you were on day 2, day 1, day 0, but day 2 is where we actually noted it. And then the progress that you're making throughout anything that you're going through. It doesn't have to just be this course, anything that you're dealing with. If you want to improve your parenting, gauge where you're at today, start working on making changes on how you're dealing with your children. And maybe in a week, you do the self-assessment to gauge the progress. And during that process of the self-assessment, you also want to gauge and celebrate success. Any small change that you're making is a change in the direction of where you want to be. So self-awareness is so incredibly key to managing our mindset. So today we're doing what I call the self-awareness check-in. So how much have you been putting into this program? Did you log in daily? I know Fina has. Congratulations, Fina. If you don't log in every day, that's okay. Maybe you had to have some catch-up days and you needed to do a little makeup work. Did you get in and make up the work? Awesome. Did you practice the techniques like I just talked about with visualization? Michael Phelps didn't visualize it today and swim the race and win the race a year from now. He visualized it every single day leading up to that race. Are you really taking these techniques to the level where your unconscious mind can start to rewire itself? Are you visualizing this new and different outcome? Have you been practicing box breathing? Okay, for those of you that are playing full out, nice job, congratulations, you are doing the work. You will see the progress. Now, for those of you that haven't jumped in, haven't jumped into the deep end, gotten going, maybe you don't know me yet and you're getting to know me, or maybe, life is just getting in the way and you're struggling to keep up. That's okay too. I get it. I'm a mindset coach. I work with people all across the spectrum. Some people have more interruptions, more difficulties that are going on in life that it's hard to do some of this stuff. And sometimes too, some people are in a mindset where it's a little harder to create the new habits. It's a little harder to jump in. So I want to take you through a little bit of coaching, okay? Because even those of you who are jumping in and playing full out on this and it's totally working for you, there's probably another area in life where maybe you're setting the intention and you're not keeping up on it, okay? We are human beings here having a human experience. That's okay. So this type of feedback and what I'm going to share with you, I do this with my coaching clients one-on-one, is we take the time to understand what's called the resistance. We as human beings are going to run into this all the time. Maybe you want a new job and something is like, you might have worked on your resume, but you're not putting the applications out there. There's a piece of you that is resisting the change. Okay. You are not alone. We all have it in different areas of life. And I have my own coach. I work with my own coach to keep me accountable so that I continue doing it, because sometimes it's really hard to do on our own. And you get to a level and sometimes you can't see what's going on that's holding you back. Okay. So coaching is around for a reason, because it really takes people to the next level. We punch through, get through where it is that we want to go. We coast for a while. And with mindset work, we're always going to hit a new ceiling. It's just we have limiting beliefs that are going on in our mind. We have values that might not be aligned with where we want to go. We might have been taught something by our parents that we don't really want to believe, but it's in that deep level programming. So that's the favorite thing I do with my clients is I help just pluck these beliefs out, reorganize their values at the unconscious level so that they can function differently. Now, I can't take you through those amazing techniques during a 21-day group challenge. I do offer those in my one-on-one coaching session. But what we can do, I can teach you some basic stuff so that you can walk yourself through some of this transformation. Resistance, you gotta know what it is. First, you have to be able to self-reflect and recognize, I'm not getting where I want to go. I want to get on a flight. I want to change jobs. I want to be a better parent. I want to be a better sibling. I want to be a better worker. I want to earn more money. Whatever it is that you want in life, we have to recognize where we're at today, recognize the patterns so that we can understand that, yes, there's resistance. Okay. Something as simple as procrastination, that's a self-sabotage behavior. I help my clients work through that, but that's a form of resistance. So in order to move through it and have that transformational experience, you have to understand yourself. So if you have something like even just getting through this course, you have some resistance through it, stop and ask yourself, what's stopping you? And I don't want the surface level stuff. The surface level, I'll call it surface level BS. I don't want that stuff. I don't want my kids are young or my job is really busy, because we do make time for the things that we really want. Okay. So I want you to ask, what's stopping you? What feels fearful to you? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of achieving, or what are you afraid of not achieving? Really start asking yourself questions to understand, where does this resistance come from? Okay. What we're trying to understand is what's going on at the unconscious level. Okay. The unconscious mind, they're the crew, they're in charge. The captain can say, I want this to happen. But if there's mutiny on your ship, the crew's in charge. You're not getting to port, Mr. Captain. Not going to happen. Okay. Mr. or Mrs. Captain. So because the unconscious mind is the deepest level programming, it wins. It wins every time, hands down. When we get scared, we stop what we're doing and we do something different. Okay. I'm also in real estate, and I'm a mindset coach for a real estate program. And what we see are our clients that come in, they've purchased a house before. Maybe they've purchased a duplex where the earnest money deposit is like $1,500 or $2,000. Not too hard of a check to write. But when they want to buy multifamily and the properties are worth millions of dollars and they need to write a $50,000 earnest money deposit, whoa, stops in your tracks. They're afraid of losing the money. So we work at the mindset level to rewire them so that they can get where they want to go, which is sometimes we have to write a check for $50,000. We're not going to lose it. We understand what we're doing. We have everything in our contracts to protect us. But man, adding a couple zeros to those checks really stops people in their forward progress. So we work at the unconscious level where the fear is residing so that we can get the crew on board to follow the captain to go buy more property. Okay. So usually what's happening when we've got fear, or there's either a negative emotion, or there could be a belief, or even a value that's tied, that's misaligned, or that's in conflict. Okay. Like a value, if I have clients who have a hard time collecting money in their business, well, they don't value money. And if they don't value money, well, that value, the lack of having that value in their values list is what's stopping them from it happening. So when I help them to instill that value at the unconscious level, boom, all of a sudden they're collecting money and their business thrives. So our belief system, I'm not good enough, I'm not deserving enough. These self-limiting beliefs that we have, that we got when we were children, somebody said something to us along the way. Your conscious mind doesn't even believe that it's there. It might not even realize that it's there. But when you do the digging and you understand the belief behind it, now it makes sense why we have the resistance. Our unconscious mind is trying to protect us. Remember, it's all about that unconscious mind protecting us. So these are the things that I work with my clients at the unconscious level, and I use NLP to help rewire things and do what's going on. Again, we can't do that today, but I want you guys to spend the time doing the self-reflection. Where is the resistance coming from? What is it that you're afraid of? What emotions are you feeling? Understanding yourself and taking that gauge is really important. So, what I want you to do before we get started is I want you to get comfortable in your chair. I'm going to walk you through the same activity that we did, the same technique that we did on day 2. And at the end of it, we're going to take some notes. And then I want you to go back to day 2, find your notes if you either have them in a notebook that you're using for the program, or you have it in the post, which is where I'm hoping that you have it. And then do a comparison, because we want to gauge where we've come. You've let go of some resistance to get where you are today. And then we want to get to the next level too. Okay. So go ahead and get comfortable in your seat. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Really feel your body. Feel the air travel through in and out of your lungs. Feel a little bit of relaxation take over you. And I want you to take a moment to tune in and really feel into your current state. Your current state regarding flight anxiety and how you feel when you're flying. Okay, so think about what triggers you, what things that happen or you hear that people say or that you see or that you do that triggers the emotion that you have around flying. On a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is completely calm and 10 is incredibly overwhelming, where do you feel that you're at right now with your flight anxiety? There's no right or wrong answer. I want you to just be honest with yourself. So really focus in on that and figure out what that number is for you. Now that you've pinpointed the level, I want you to dig a little bit deeper again and ask yourself, what are the emotions that you're feeling right now? Whatever that feeling is when you think about flying. Think about what those emotions are for you right now. And I want you to think about those 1 or 2 emotions that best describe the current state and hold on to those into your mind. And recognize that you are in control. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about your ability to cope with this anxiety? What is the number for your ability to cope? So go ahead and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And go ahead and write down or go ahead and pop into the comments what your current number is for the state of anxiety that you have, a number 1 to 10, when you think about flying. And then what is your 1 or 2 emotions? And then what is your rank around your ability to cope? So I want you to jot those down. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go back to the notes that you took on day 2, or where I'm hoping you should have it in day 2's a post. Go find day 2's post, find yourself and compare how far you have come. Okay, you've been on this journey. You have made progress. Also asking yourself, I'll give you a second to jot that information down. So another thing to pay attention to is what exercises or techniques that I taught you work well for you. What maybe doesn't work as well for you. Okay, knowing what you like and what your body like and what soothes you is a very personal thing. So you want to have those things close to your heart, and you want to know what they are. Okay, so self-reflection is key. I want to see, so please post. I want to see the differences from where you were on day 2 and now we're 2 weeks into this, how you're feeling now. Okay, so compare those numbers. And for anybody that is jumping in a little bit late, please, I forgot to remind you at the beginning, but please do these in order. Today's activity is great, but it would actually be your day 2 activity and not your day 15 activity, the exercise we went through. And if anybody has any comments that they want to share or questions they want to ask about resistance, please use the Facebook group to do that. And I will be back tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great day.